'Twas the night before Christmas, and though it was late, little Mary Shelley was still wide awake. Hopped up on cookies and sugar and spice, she was binge-watching Cheney and Karloff and Price. When out on the lawn she heard such a ruckus that she ran to the window to see where the truck was. Nearby in the woods on an eve cold and clear, Pop Shelley was out in the snow hunting deer. When he caught something move near the edge of his eye, he blinked, then he saw it up there in the sky. He heard a droll little chuckle and a quick ho-ho-ho. Then he peered through the gun sight, and what do you know? Lined up in succession like a penny arcade were 8 tiny reindeer and a little red sleigh. He took a deep breath, then he shook off a shiver. Then closing one eye, he squeezed on the trigger. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Comet and Cupid. Boom, that ought to fix 'em. Got 'em all in a row, he thought with a grin, as the little red sleigh began to descend. Down past the porch and the top of the wall, he watched an explosion erupt near the mall. While back at the house, Mary too heard the crash, and she knew in her heart there was no dog in the trash. In her mittens and PJs, she dashed across the lawn. Christmas Eve was just starting. Santa couldn't be gone. Well, it may have been Yuletide, but it looked Halloween. Or that's what Mary thought when she arrived at the scene. 'Cause strewn across the breast of the new fallen snow were antlers and torsos and a glowing red nose. But who was the culprit of an act so de trop? When did you learn French? Came the voice of her pop. She ran to him, sobbing, "Papa, look what they've done." But she pulled up short when she noticed the gun. She couldn't believe it. Her papa had killed him. But she had the technology. She could rebuild him. So she gathered the pieces without losing her luncheon and took them back home to her Fisher-Price dungeon. Then she rigged up a windmill to her computing machine. Hey, she could save Santa while still being green. She hooked probes to his temples and clamps to his feet and a bundle of wires on his head like a wreath. Then flipping the switch, Santa started to jive. And when he bolted upright, she proclaimed, "It's alive!" Well, what did you think I was gonna say? He had a gray face and he didn't smell pleasant, but went straight to his work and started giving out presents. But they charged him with pitchforks and torches and more. Presents, they said, should come from the store. He tried to explain that the purpose was giving, but was drowned out by shouts about standards of living. "I've got 2 kids in a posh private school." About giving my foot, now that's just being cruel. He tried explaining once more, but time was a-wasting, so he took to the hills before they started to chase him. And I heard him exclaim ere they gave him the hook, "Happy Christmas, little Mary. You know, you ought to write a book."